So you just landed in Pax Day on this very huge map. And I'm sure for a lot of you, it may be a bit overwhelming like it was for me. Now, you may ask yourself, what is the first thing that I do once I land in Pax Day? The first thing you want to do in Pax Day is plot your land. Now, plotting your land is not just as simple as finding an aesthetic, a land that's aesthetically pleasing to you. It definitely is going to entail a little bit more thought in that process. Um, what I mean by that is, so for one, you need to ask yourself what type of player you are. Are you a solo player? Are you a player that's going to be joining guilds? Is it going to be one or two or three of your friends? If so, if you're planning on being solo or a small group, that's definitely going to, determine a lot for where you want to place your plot. Now, if you plan on joining a big guild and, you know, you're under the thumb of a huge guild, which is nothing wrong with that, then by all means, follow your guild. But now, for those smaller and solo groups, you definitely want to rethink where exactly you want to place your map, place your plot, um, and also what professions are you going to take on? Are you going to do alchemy? Are you going to do blacksmithing? Are you going to do weaponsmithing? Are you going to be a tailor? Are you going to be a leather worker? And really, uh, tailoring and your armor smithing kind of run hand in hand, just like your blacksmithing as well. Your blacksmithing is going to run hand in hand with anything that has to do with metal. So if you're planning on taking on a profession with metal, then you need to be near a biome that has iron. So let's take uh let's take Dolavan for an example. Now, if I planted here on Dolavan, right down here, I have the Land of Rocks, and we also know that there's a few scattered pieces of pure iron ore here, which would make Dolavan a wonderful location. You're also near higher tier dungeons, right? Tier 5 dungeons. And then you also are closer to the Pale. And this is why I say Dolavan, because you're definitely going to have to be making runs back and forth to the Pale for, especially if you're going to be doing alchemy, if you plan on doing carpentry, which you're going to need to build your city. You're definitely going to need all these things. So these are all things to think about. Now, another thing to think about is that there are certain ingredients and collectibles and stuff like that that are biome specific. So, as you can see down here, we have a list of different biomes. Now, each biome is going to have certain ingredients or gatherables that are going to be specific to that biome. So you also want to make sure that you are close to as many, biomes as possible. Another reason why I would say Dolavan would definitely be a great place because you do have, you know, a great diversity of biomes nearby. But with all that being said, I definitely want you guys to really, think outside of the box. Pax Day is not your traditional MMO. It's definitely going to take some thinking out the box. So I hope this was, somewhat informative for you guys. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave it down below, and we'll catch you on the next one.